Alright guys, this builder is quickly becoming one of my favorites. You'll see why here shortly. The design and the finish quality at this price point is just outstanding. They also brought back one of my favorite features that have been slowly going away. And like I said, I just can't wait to show you. So we'll hop on in here. To the right, as usual, you've got your study. One of my favorite parts about this study here is the detail on the wall, and of course you'll see here in a sec that the baseboards all the way to the ceiling are covered in this kind of flat sheen of a paint color, and I think it just would create a great work environment for you. Another thing I wanted to touch on with this home and this area in general, you're going to be dealing with a lower tax rate. This one's got one that sits right above 2%. Now if you compare that to some of your master plan communities that while they are beautiful, you've got tax rates sometimes sitting above 3%. When it comes to your monthly payment or your overall tax burden, that can make that 1 point can make a huge difference, guys. And I do love those master plan communities, but they've got some extra stuff sometimes too, like a PID fee, a public improvement district fee, right? That goes toward your sidewalks. This is separate from your tax. This is separate from everything else. It's specific to that development or that neighborhood, depending on how the developer did it. But it goes towards the public amenities like your sidewalks, your roadways, and anything else that might be a public amenity there, which again is not a bad thing necessarily to pay for, but you got to factor that in. $1.5 million home in this area is going to have a much different tax burden and payment schedule, a mortgage payment, everything like that, compared to a home out in one of those master plan communities. The second thing that you might want to touch on here is the distance that you would have to drive to work. Most people in the Houston and surrounding areas are going to be working within the loop. That's where most of the jobs are. That's my beautiful wife, Alina, by the way. She's also an agent. She's checking out the house with us here. But this significantly shortens your drive to work if you just happen to be within the loop, which, like I said, most people in Houston are. Now, if you're outside the loop and you can, book it to one of those master plan communities, you love the amenities, fine, do so. But I really wanted to put a spotlight on the homes that are in this area, where you can be close to work, low tax rate, you still get quality construction all the way throughout with a builder like this. The name of the builder here is called Homebound. And they build, I think it's all throughout Dallas, some in Florida. I think I saw some in Austin as well. In this one, you've got 6 beds, 5 full baths, and 1 half bath. You've got your primary downstairs, a little bit of a switch up from what we've seen lately. And you've got one other bedroom downstairs that's got its own ensuite bath. Perfect for when, a family member stays over or a multi-generational living situation. And you've got 4 more bedrooms upstairs, a little game room seating area, and then of course that one feature that I just can't wait to show you guys. We're rocking 4,800 square feet, just over 4,800 square feet on the interior, and a 7,700 square foot lot, which I would consider great for this area. I know the last video we had a 12,000 square foot lot. I still can't get over it, but 7,700 is still plenty of room for a pool and anything else that you might want to do in that backyard. Love this fireplace here too. Every fireplace with this builder, it's just got an immaculate amount of detail to it. Got your sliding glass doors, couldn't live without them. Let's keep walking through here. One of the other things I wanted to touch on was the mortgage rates, right? So I've said this before, if you're looking at this type of home in this price range, you're likely going to be looking at a jumbo mortgage. We're still sitting in the low 6s for jumbo loans. And one more point that I wanted to make was for the doctors, the lawyers, professional MBA programs, things like that. They've got specialty mortgage loan programs for you guys. So they may require less down. They may look at, they may have different underwriting requirements for your student loans, things like that, because they understand that a doctor coming out of, school may have quite a bit of student loans. They haven't had a lot of time to pay them off yet. They just started making good money, and they can clearly afford a house like this, but they've got some of this baggage weighing them down, or the lack of work history, things like that. So there are professional programs out there. I think outside of doctors and lawyers, I believe you got to have an MBA or something like that. It'll depend on that specific lender. but just get with me. I can guide you towards those programs and what might fit your situation best. But I love to call it out because, again, most people looking at this type of home going to be looking at a mortgage in the jumbo range. So it's nice to know that those type of programs exist if you're in that situation. You just got out of school, you're making good money, but you don't have that work history yet because you've been in school, right? So love to just shout out those kind of programs because I am so glad that they exist. Now this bedroom over here, this is the only other bedroom that's downstairs with its own ensuite bath. Another peek of that beautiful front door, just letting all that light flood in. As usual, guys, you can see the lights are off in the living room there. So I can show you guys just how much natural light kind of pours into this house. Now remember, 4 more bedrooms are up here. There's that lovely, lovely room over there. So this is a media room. This is what I'm talking about. They just have, these things have been going away. Now I get that most people, they want this space as a play space now. They want it as an extra office. I could see why they've been kind of going away. But that room is outfitted for a media situation, right? Which, as a guy who loves sound, I love movies, systems like that in general, and I love a good movie room inside the house. You've also got this little nook right here for your kids to work in, for you to work in. Who cares who works in there? But I think that that's great too. The kids can fully live upstairs, or your another family member, whoever's going to be upstairs here, can fully be upstairs and have their own space, even away from their siblings or the other people that might be upstairs, outside of their bedroom. Some people like to have a separation between their work and their bedroom. We've all kind of figured this out as we've been, so a lot of us have had to work from home over the past couple of years, especially during the COVID era. We're going back to the office now, at least that's what everybody's saying, but again, some work needs to be done at home. If you're in school, if you're a child, you're dealing with homework and everything like that. That's just a great space. And lastly here, guys, if you are looking to purchase a home like this, you want more information on what it's like to purchase from a builder like this, or what it's even like to build one of these homes from scratch, contact us. This is what we do. Me and my wife are a team here with over 8 years of experience, specifically working with builders like this and your master plan communities, things like that. So we'll have our contact details in the description as well as the end of the video. So let's check out the rest of this house. Enjoy.